Hello and welcome back to Level Up with Loraine. A couple of friends of mine and myself are approaching the big milestone birthday, 40. And we've been talking a lot about the meaning of life. Just exploring existential questions like, why am I here? And so in today's episode, I'm going to be discussing the quest for purpose. One of the biggest questions people wrestle with in this life is, what is my purpose? And so many of us are on this endless quest or journey or search for meaning, and we tend to look for this purpose in our careers, for example. I know I have been guilty of that, of thinking that if I work so hard and I climb the ladder, right, and I get promoted and I have this big title and I have this work and I work hard and I have this big portfolio of what I've done, that should surely, give me fulfillment. And I have first realized that actually that doesn't. Other people chase it in relationships, believing that once they find the right partner, everything will fall into place. And some even tie their sense of purpose to achievements, to money, to recognition. But somehow, even when they reach those milestones, something is still missing. And that's because purpose isn't something you stumble upon in a job description or title or your bank balance or even from getting someone else's validation. The truth is, many of the ways we try to find purpose don't work because purpose isn't something that you get. It's about what you give. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and doing a lot of research, and the golden thread in all those messages and information have been that purpose is about serving others. The foundation of purpose, or the premise of true purpose, is about giving other people or serving other people. And so clarity starts to come when you're ready to shift from asking, what can I get out of life, to who am I here to serve? What problems am I here to solve? And so in today's episode, I'm going to walk you through a simple, quick guide that will help you uncover your purpose by asking yourselves 3 simple questions. And if you've ever felt stuck or unfulfilled despite your accomplishments or your relationships or what you have personally achieved in life, then this is for you, because we are going to delve into the meaning of purpose and how to truly achieve it through these quick questions that you can ask yourselves. And I think it's very important for me to highlight that the quest for purpose is a lifelong journey for some people. And for some people, you just step into it quite early in your life. But what these questions do is they help you to really understand the premise and really the foundation of true purpose, and to start to test out a few theories based on that. So, your purpose is your why. It's the deeper reason behind your existence, right? The unique way your life is meant to make an impact in this world. And many people seek purpose because deep down, we all want our lives to matter. We want to know that we're not just existing, but we are leaving an imprint. We are contributing, right? And finding your purpose gives you fulfillment. It gives you direction. It gives you resilience. And it even gives you connection, right? Because we are wired to make a difference in the lives of other people. And purpose anchors us in something much bigger than ourselves. So I'm going to share with you the 3 questions that I've come to realize will help you to start to understand your purpose. And the very first one is, who am I called to serve? So purpose often starts with people, right? You have to ask yourself, who am I called to help? When you're serving others, you'll notice something beautiful. It's called the helper's high. So I was watching a video on YouTube and someone spoke about, this is the same high that you get from sex, from social media, from substances, right? Drugs. It's that high that you get from all these things. It's also the same kind of high that you get from service and service of other people, right? It's that sense of fulfillment and joy that comes from making someone else's life better. So think for a moment, who lights you up when you help them? Is it the leaders in your organization, leaders in your church, leaders in your community? Is it young people? Is it maybe small business owners and helping them grow and scale? Is it your parents or your family? So finding clarity here is the key to discovering your purpose, because if you understand and answer that and start to ask yourself that question, who do I enjoy serving? Who do I enjoy helping? Maybe you serve in the church, in your local church, and it really fills you up, right? Maybe you also serve at the children's home and you enjoy spending time there. So it's important to start by asking yourself, who am I called to serve? And start to analyze your life as it is right now to try and pinpoint the places where you've been deriving this pleasure from. The second question to ask yourself is, what problems am I called to serve? So think about problems, right? Purpose is often connected to pain points. Ask yourself, what problems am I called to serve? It could be a problem that you experienced yourself, maybe in your childhood, in your background, and it was a pain that you experienced that you never want anyone else to experience. It could be a problem that you can see with your eyes, right? It could be maybe climate change, or it could be happening in the environment. It could be gender-based violence. It could be pain that someone else is experiencing and you can see it yourself and you feel called to solve that problem. And so there's problems all around us. It could be something you experienced or something that you can see or something that you've heard. The good news is solving problems is how you create value, and you often get paid. So if you can find a problem that you're passionate about, right? If you can find a problem that you're passionate about solving, this will usually align with opportunities to make a living while making a difference. So ask yourself, what problems am I called to solve? And the last question that you can ask yourself is, how am I called to solve these problems? Now, with this question, you're now exploring the how, your skills, your talents, and the unique way you show up in the world to be able to solve this problem. So, for example, if I enjoy serving leaders, right? That's the first question. Who am I called to serve? I enjoy working with small business leaders and helping them scale their businesses, right? What problems am I called to solve? Well, I've seen that, for example, as Loraine, I've realized that a lot of people leave their jobs because of leaders or managers that are ill-equipped. That's a problem, right? And so in the third question, how am I called to solve these problems? I'm now thinking about dipping into my skill set of HR, of industrial psychology, of coaching, and thinking about how do I now solve this problem either through consultancy, either through coaching leaders, either through doing management training, whatever it may be. I'm now using my toolkit of skill sets, my talents, my mindset, whatever it is at my disposal to now help me solve this problem. And that's just an example. So maybe it's through teaching for you, or creating, or designing, or leading something, or innovating a product or service. Whatever it is, the way you solve problems becomes part of your signature purpose. And so these are the three questions that I would like you to start to ask yourself. And you may not get to the answer of this is my purpose as quickly as you want to, but what it will do is give you a whole host of things to try, right? Things to start to extend yourself to and to dip your foot into and to start to, test it out and to see, using these three questions as a guide. A very simple formula to use is start a sentence with I help ... So fill that gap with the who. Who is it that you're called to help or to serve? So I help leaders, like I said. The next part of that sentence is with. What do you help them with? What's the problem you're trying to solve? So fill in that ... with the problem. I help leaders with management development, right? That's the problem. Through ... Through what solution? I help them with management development through coaching. So that simple sentence has answered my who do I serve, what's the problem, and how do I solve that problem. So try that simple formula for yourself. Try and work with those 3 questions to create this purpose statement and to answer those questions for yourself. I've given you an example using myself. I help small business leaders with management development through coaching. Another example, I help small business owners with attracting top talent through practical HR solutions. Someone else could say, I help women who feel stuck in life with clarity and confidence through coaching conversations. Try filling in your own blanks and see what you come up with as a purpose statement. And once you do that, validate your purpose statement with your why, right? Ask yourself, does this give me peace when I'm doing it? Do I feel passionate? Do I actually truly enjoy it? Or is it just a job? Because when you're living your true purpose, you feel fulfilled, you enjoy it, and if you're lucky, you're also getting paid for it. And so purpose is the sweet spot where these 3 things meet. Your passion, your profession, and your vocation or mission. So where those 3 meet is where you'll find purpose clarity. So again, ask yourself, does it give me peace when I'm doing it? Do I feel passion? Do I actually enjoy doing it? And is it profitable? Are people willing to pay me for it? Because you still need to make a living. So whilst you're enjoying what you're doing, the work you're doing, serving other people, it needs to get you profit. You need to be paid for it because you need to make a living. And isn't that just the best, where you can wake up every day feeling fulfilled, doing what gives you true joy and fulfillment and still get paid for it? That's what purpose is. And purpose that lasts usually sits right where peace, passion, and profit meet. Where you feel peaceful, you're passionate, and you're making profit. Now that's true purpose. And I think lastly, I am a Christian and I always say this, very openly. Purpose isn't just about us. It's about service, like I said before. And the Bible does remind us that serve the Lord with gladness. Every time we serve others, you're also serving our Creator. And so purpose is found in that sweet spot that I spoke about, where our gifts meet the needs of the world and where our hearts serve with joy. So take time this week to reflect. Who are you called to help? What problems do you solve? How do you solve them? And does your purpose bring you peace? Does it make you passionate? And is there potential for profit? That's the start of walking in your call. I hope you found this useful. If you know someone in your circle, in your network who may find it useful, please share with them. Please also share feedback with me. Thank you for tuning in to Level Up with Loraine. And until next time, continue to level up.